What's up, my name is Richie, and today I have lineups with Kayo on Haven. This includes grenades, flashbangs, and the Zeropoint. Alright, so for the first knife, I have one for a side, covering the entire area, this area, and behind boxes, not covering heaven and elbow. So, if you want to throw this knife, you have to go into this corner to start, so it's a super safe knife. We're gonna aim at this little, tree branch here, and we're gonna aim with the icon of our knife and the tip of it. Rather go too high than too low. If you go too low, it will not cover some angles, which is obviously very important. So go a little bit more higher than you go low, and you can throw it very easily. And if you throw it, it lands perfectly on sight, and it covers the entirety. Also covers this corner, which is very important, covers the backside. So this next one is the knife for the backside of A, including heaven, elbow, and obviously the backside of the actual side here. For consistency, we're gonna go in the same corner here, and this time, instead of aiming at this breach wrench, we're gonna aim at this little antenna here with the same knife, and we just throw it from here, and it lands in the backside, covering heaven, elbow, and the backside. Super nice knife, really helpful. It covers the entirety of heaven, so nobody can back out here. It's also very hard to destroy. Super nice knife. For the first grenade, we're going to cover this area over here. Very important to clear, and if you can throw a nade here, your teammates will be forever thankful. You're going to go in this corner with the sandbags, going to go on the top sandbags here, and then we're going to aim at this area over here. So we're gonna aim at this one, but not exactly at this one. We're gonna aim a little bit higher because we want to clear all of the angles, and if we just aim here, it will not clear all the angles. So make sure that you go a little bit higher than this the corner. It doesn't have to be super perfect, but such somewhere around this area, it will not hit the ceiling, and you can see it lands perfectly here, and it covers the entirety. If you aim too low, as I already said, you're gonna miss out this area, which is obviously very important. The next grenade is for default, and for this one we can stay in the same corner here. This time we're not going to go up, we're going to stay down, and what we're going to do is aim at the angle of the roof. Super easy lineup here, same as Killjoy I think, and it lands perfectly on sight, covers the default flange, and you're good to go. So obviously you can adjust this nade if you know that your teammate planted the bomb a little bit more to the side. You can obviously adjust your throw here, and you're going to aim a little bit more to the inside. Make sure that you don't aim as close as here, because that will actually hit the ceiling. So you go a little bit below here, then you can throw. Will be the same lineup, will land to the same spot, but a little bit more to the right. This one is a jump throw, so you have to first press spacebar and then throw. And you're going to line up here, and you're going to line up with the top of the second circle here, so the top, not the bottom, and just jump throw, and it lands perfectly in heaven. So one running flashbang, which you can try if you want to enter site fast. You can throw a flashbang in this area over here, so where the windows are. So if you're just running here, you're gonna throw it like this, and it will pop somewhere here, covers this area, maybe heaven if he's looking there, and also this area over here. So for A, I have two lineups, one for lobby and one for long. For lobby, this one is really cool because it cannot be destroyed, and what you want to do is basically aim with the icon of your crosshair again in the sun here, and you're going to just destroy it, and it will land basically on top of the roof on a lobby, which also detects the entire area here. Really cool lineup, undestroyable, and always detects people. So there's one last undestroyable lineup which I have for you on A if they're pushing a long, or if they're already in a long, and you know that you can disable them fast enough. So you're gonna go in this corner here, and what you're gonna do is aim with the icon of your crosshair at this corner. You're gonna throw, and it would basically have an undestroyable lineup for this area over here. So you can see it lands on top of here, covers the entire area here. Really good if you want to, basically stop a push, or make sure that half of them does not have their abilities to push in. Okay, for the B lineups, there isn't too much stuff on B. Obviously B is very covered, there's not a lot of space to throw a lineup in. And one thing which I recommend do is just throw a knife in here. This area covers actually a lot of B side, obviously not behind. Just make sure that you don't peek with your knife if you don't know if it's clear or not. And also make sure that you vary your knife, so sometimes you throw it here, sometimes you throw it in the middle. Because people would generally get it that you throw it always in the middle and they will shoot it. So for flashbangs, there's the classic CSGO peek with the flashbang lineup, and what you want to do is throw your flashbang behind you and peek while the flashbang is popping off. So basically in real time it looks something like this, and you can shoot whatever person is there. The person has then to decide if he turns away or peeks you while being flashed. So for the grenade, there's one really good post-plant lineup. Since these grenades are the same one as the Killjoy grenades, you can use the same lineup. So if you have any other, you can feel free to use them. You're gonna line up in this corner, and you're gonna line up on this first wooden bar, so the inside of the door here, and you're gonna all the way up to this wooden piece right here. From here, you're gonna do jump throw, first left click, and then throw, and you're gonna see it lands perfectly on site. And yeah, pretty cool lineup, but same as Killjoy. So for defensive lineups on B to check window and mid, what you can do is go here in this corner, and you're gonna throw at the normal crosshair at this, like, I think it's a flag or something, and you just throw it here, and it will basically land on top here. Very hard to destroy from window, impossible to destroy, and only possible if someone is peeking like very hard out here. So really good lineup, really helpful to get people in mid. For 0 point lineups in double doors, there's also not too much, since double doors is very close and it's very risky to peek and throw a knife in here. But one thing which you can do is throw a knife in this area over here. The cool thing about this one is that it cannot be destroyed. It covers the entirety of the front side here, obviously not including the window. But it also covers this whole area and this area over here, so you can maybe catch someone off guard with this one. One thing which I highly recommend you do not is throw a grenade here to think that you can actually hit people that are standing here, because the grenade is actually not hitting people that are standing behind the wall. For flashing double doors, one thing which I would not recommend doing is throw your flashbang like this. It is too easy to predict and too easy to turn away from. One thing which you can do is do the same thing as in window, throw the flashbang behind you while you run into it. So something like this. You cover here, and you're good to go. So for C, I have two lineups. The first one is for the backside. You're going to line up in this corner over here. And as always for knives, you're going to aim with the icon of our knife. We're going to aim at this part over here, the top part. Line it up like this, just throw it, and it lands perfectly behind sight, covering most of the backside of C. And for the lineup for the front side of C, which also covers sight, you're gonna go and line up with this like little pedal thing here. Just line up like somewhat that you stand here. And then same thing again for knives. We always name with the icon of our knife, and we're gonna aim at the corner here of this like red flag here. Just hold from here. It will not get stuck in the tree, and it will land basically somewhere here in the front and covers the front side important area. So for the first grenade, I have one for default plants on C. This one is super easy to do, and all you have to do is you basically aim with the icon of your grenade, so easy to remember. So like this, on there, and then you just normal throw, no jump throw, super easy. It lands perfectly on the default plant, covers like the whole area here. Very big room for error, super easy. So one very common plant spot is obviously this area over here, and it is super easy to get a lineup for this one as well, because it's basically the same lineup. All we have to do is we move from this lineup a little bit forward to this wooden piece. Doesn't have to be super perfect, and then aim with the ball. Same thing, we're gonna aim at this electric box here or whatever that is, and throw it. And you can see this one lands on most likely here, covers a lot of this area. Really good for both lineups. For flashbangs, there's one really good lineup which you can do to set up your teammates to push in. And all you have to do is basically aim at the corner of this, like, where this loudspeakers or whatever. You're gonna just aim here. And this flashbang bounces up this wall and flashes here, so it basically flashes everybody that is looking this direction, and it will not flash your team. So that is really cool. So for defensive lineups on C, you can throw this knife over here, which you can throw at this point with the icon of a knife again. And this one land basically in front of C and covering most of the areas where people usually stand at the beginning of a round. That's also almost impossible to destroy and to detect. So really good lineup, covers like the entirety of this area, really cool. And that is all I have for you today. Thank you guys for watching the video. Hopefully you learned something, and I'll see you guys back in the next one. Bye.